Okay, this is part 3, construction workers. All right, so with construction workers, let's start out with doing some stuff on tool use and grips. I think this is one of your lecture questions on different kinds of surfaces, the kind of grips to use around surfaces. Look at these pictures on the right here. For vertical surface, use a pistol grip. For horizontal surface, use an inline grip here. Again, the idea is keeping the wrist nice and neutral, reducing the load, the stress on the tendons and the wrist. And some basic stuff here, kind of repeating what we talked about earlier, keeping that elbow height in that power zone, avoid that excessive reaching, kneeling, taking those breaks, those ergo breaks. Just talking about those ergo breaks, those ergonomic breaks, you should really take those every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes, you really should take a quick break and stretch, at least for 20 seconds. And when you're stretching versus trying to memorize all these different stretches, just think stretch the opposite way of where you've been working. So you've been working a lot with slightly internally rotated shoulders, hunched over your workstation. You want to externally rotate your shoulders. You know, if you're working with your neck slightly flexed, extend it. Your wrist slightly flexed, extend it. You know, just kind of go the opposite way. Think opposite. Select tools based on the work surface. We talked about that. Make sure the weight of the power tool not excessive. Weight can be a factor. The tool use, think of contact stress. That can be an issue. You may have to pad it. You may have to think anti-vibration gloves. There's some pictures of some anti-vibration gloves. I'll show you those in a second. The tool needs to match the hand. Are they getting redness? Is it not a good fit? There's some general guidelines. Handle length, 5 inches, diameter, 1 to an inch and a half. Of course, all hands are different sizes, but there's some general parameters. Recommended handle length, 4 inches for pliers and crimping tools. Recommended handle span, 2.5 inches. Avoid handles that end in the palm of the hand. And if you've ever done a lot of repetitive tool use, you just know when you start using a tool a lot, this does not fit good. It's really rubbing, a lot of contact stress, causing issues and problems. Avoid static work positions. Static work positions are a problem. Standing in one place for long periods is a problem. Your body just does not like that, Think of the nutrient pathway stuff. The blood pools, leads to all kinds of pain and issues. Need to change positions, need to get the blood flowing. Work as closely to the work as possible, use supported posture devices. Repetitive motion issues, use power tools, change task, stretch, job rotation, job expansion, we talked about that. Electrical tools, pulse tools, think about issues around that. Handling, pushing, lifting. Again, pushing with 2 hands, always push before pulling. Push directly behind the cart with 2 hands. Avoid twisting. Don't overload. Basic kind of stuff. These are OSHA standards. These are not laws set in stones or legal statutes. These are just guidelines. And how enforced are they? Just think of those of you who had clinicals over the summer. You were lifting people. Were they more than 50 pounds? I'm guessing they were. Were you lifting by yourself? I'm guessing in some cases you were. They say not to lift more than 50 pounds manually. As therapists, we lift more than 50 pounds manually. But it's high risk. You have to be very careful. Avoid carrying items greater than 100 feet. Use mechanical lifts, adjustable carts. Plan out your lift, bend knees, keep your back straight, all that stuff we know about. Keep the load close to the body. Consider the lever arm. Object location. When you're doing body transfers, keep the person close to you, sort of stuff. This is a cool little website. We can't really do it online here, but it's a reference. You can punch in the load, the distance, and it'll show you guidelines, whether it's safe or not. You can use it on the job, sort of stuff. It's a good reference. 2-person lift. Really, if you're working with somebody, a larger person, again, as a therapist, you've got to think 2 people, got to think mechanical lift. When a mechanical lift isn't available, think 2 people. If an object is generally more than 51 pounds, this is really any person. The object is uniquely distributed, awkward, or oversized, any human being. Some objects may be too heavy, awkward for two-person lift. Construction worker, access, height, power zone. These are cool things that people use now for mudding and painting, that sort of stuff. Scaffolding, catch platforms, all this sort of stuff to get that access and address these ergonomic issues. Pressure on the knees is a huge thing. Just doing that for prolonged periods really beats up your body. Knee pads, can't say that enough. It's stools are huge. Avoid pressure on palms, wrists, and elbows. Use padding on hard or sharp surfaces. Change your position, eliminate stress. Vibration. These are the anti-vibration gloves. Talking about gel-filled kind of gloves. Tools, anti-vibration systems. Vibration, it's just bad news for your circulatory system, for your body. Think about welding. Think about helmet use. Use darkened helmets, auto-darkening helmets, darken as soon as the welding torches activated. These helmets eliminate the need for the worker to snap their helmet closed and promote neutral neck postures. Without that, the welder is just snapping that huge heavy helmet back and forth. Leads to all kinds of issues, with their scalings, levator scap, and all that sort of stuff. All kinds of forward head, neck pain problems. If they need to flick it, use two hands to flick it back and forth, versus just their neck to flick it back and forth. A lot of issues around welding. Why? Look at this posture this guy is in. These static, awkward postures for prolonged periods doing these. And these are high stress, big money jobs, usually tight deadlines. They need to kind of fix these things, or they break, it's a crisis. They want the welder in, they want the job done now, and they're paying them big bucks to do it. And so they're doing it, and then they get injured, and they come to you, and they want to get back on the job quick because they've got these payments to keep up with. They got 6 boats and a huge house because they make big money. So there's a lot going on with welders, and you'll see them in rehab, especially in workers' comp rehab, because the job is just so hard on bodies. What can we do to help them out besides the physical stuff? Adjustable stools, knee pads, ergonomic welding guns, or some pictures of that in a second. Lightweight power grips, can use both hands. Robotic welders, these are becoming more and more common now because the people just can't hold up for a lot of the stuff they ask them to do. Here's some ergonomic welding guns, lightweight welding guns, can make it easier. Okay, so that's the end of this